Hey, welcome back to Kin Woven. I'm Rebecca Robeson, and today we are going to do a new video on my least loved room. Well, not loved, but maybe used. Actually, I do use it. I eat, but I don't cook. All right, let's get down to what's really going on here. By now, you guys have heard that I bought a piece of property and I am designing, as we speak, my dream home, which is gonna be built out. Did you see the video of me going glamping? That's where my house is gonna be built. Super exciting. I'm gonna someday have my dream kitchen. But right now, I have a kitchen that works. And you know what? It works for me because I don't really cook much. And here's why. I put something on. Cooking is slow. You have to be patient. And while something is deciding if it's gonna simmer or boil, I'm thinking, oh, I need to go change the laundry and put the clothes in the dryer. I run down to put the clothes in the dryer. While I'm there, I see, oh, I forgot to put away the wrapping paper from the other day. While I'm putting the wrapping paper away, I think, oh my gosh, I never took all of the toilet paper rolls and the paper towel rolls out of that plastic thing. I'll just stack these up here. By the time I get back up here, there's practically fire engines in my front yard, pretty much. Hopefully by now you've seen the videos on my spring and summer updates, right? Have you seen those? Pretty cool stuff. Here's what I did. I made updates to my house without spending a lot of money. Why? I just told you, I'm building a new house, but it's gonna take 3 years. That's a long time. And I don't want to live in this house knowing, you know, as a designer, and those of you who are members of the design sessions know all about this. The design principles to me are like, they're the holy grail. Like I ride or die on those design principles. So when I look around my house and those things are missing, it's kind of hard for me to really have peace and enjoy my home. So I then, after I finished those rooms that I did the spring and summer updates on, I was looking around the rest of my house and I went, you know, that kitchen, there's just things about that kitchen I just can't do. Take a look at this window. Do you see what I see? Well, I'll tell you what stands out to me. This is so low. It's a short window. I mean, it's perfectly fine at my height, but if they'd have just made the window as tall as the cabinets. By the way, the cabinets are another big deal. I don't like the fact that the cabinets don't go to the ceiling, but we'll leave that alone because that's way too expensive to change. But take a look at this. Okay, I'm gonna walk over here. Take a look at that. Now, doesn't the window look even lower? It's all this white drywall above it. Good Lord. Now, had I remodeled this kitchen, trust me, there would have been a new window installed. Here's my idea. Sconces on either side. Sconces, right? They get attached up here. They're like oil rub bronze, they're dark. They come out, they go here, then these guys are gonna get moved, because here's the deal. If you have a canned light above a sconce or a featured light, this light will cancel out this light. So I've instructed the contractor to take this, put it in the center here, get rid of that one, and then my sconces will come out here. They hang high, they come down, they drop, and they may even drop partially into the window. I haven't quite figured that out yet, but doesn't that sound cool? You know what else I can't stand in here, you guys? Does anyone see this? This kitchen lacks flow. And if you're a part of the design sessions, you know exactly what I'm talking about. No flow, no go. Oh, I just thought that up. I kind of like it. So here's my plan. Find a color of paint. I actually found two. A lighter one and a darker. Why? Because of course the tile is variegated. It goes from a light shade to a medium to a dark. I put this one here And I like how that pink color just flows right on in. And then here's the darker one. And I tell you, every day I go back and forth which one I like better. Sometimes I like the darker, sometimes I like the lighter. But here is the design gold, guys. If you have something that doesn't flow, you can fake it. Take my master bathroom, for example. Remember, the tile stopped 18 inches from the ceiling? So it was all this amazing marble and then this drywall around the top, which was a total eyesore. So I had it faux finished to look like marble. Well, this doesn't need to be faux finished. I'm not gonna bring someone in here to paint fake tile on the wall. But just by merely warming up the wall color all the way across here, and it's gonna go down there to that wall, and then I'll leave those walls the same. So just these walls where the tile is connected, so the gray color will go up to the ceiling, and I think that's gonna look really good. I think I'm gonna do a fake out again. Love the fake out. Is this a terrible angle because my ass looks huge? Well, stick in some B-roll. Another way I thought I could update this kitchen a little bit and make it look a little bit more like my style and my taste, and I'm still not sure I'm gonna do it, it depends on how much it costs, but what if I replaced all of the hardware on the cabinets? Here's my idea. Originally I thought, well, I think if I used a brushed brass, I've got that a lot in my home, even an oil rub bronze would look good. But here's another thought. What about copper? This is one of my favorite small appliances, and it is a copper. And then look, here on this door handle, it has just a little cuff right here that goes from the stainless to a little bit of copper. So I'm envisioning what copper would look like. So are you following me? We've got the walls painted a gray color to blend in the tile. We have new hardware on the cabinet doors, beautiful sconces that come out, and what's left? One thing, actually maybe two. How many of you saw my spring summer update for my family room, which is right there? Yeah, I did that room, and do you remember in that video I showed you how this little niche was here and previous owner didn't include any cabinets down here, so it was just an opening. But when they did the ceiling in here, of course they don't know me or my design style, so they did what was just common and you would find in anyone's home. Can lights placed. Okay, but they stopped. The last set of lights is right here. They didn't bring them down here. So I have no light over my desk. And not only that, there's not even an outlet on this wall. The closest outlet is, I think, at my neighbor's house, to be honest. I asked the electrician, which would be less expensive to do? To bring a canned light over here and drop it right on this area, or to add an outlet over here with which I could then sit a desk lamp. And he went downstairs, he looked underneath in the crawl space, he said it's cheaper to put in an outlet. Isn't that valuable? I mean, not everyone thinks to ask, is it cheaper to do it this way or more expensive? And so I found out, and now that's what I'm gonna do. This will have a desk lamp on it, and I can't wait to pick one because I love lighting. Over on this wall, this is really a great L-shaped, it's not even an island, it almost kind of feels like one, but it is a counter bar stool height. There you go, there's a difference. Do you know that? Don't ever buy the wrong size, because you'll either not be able to fit under it or you'll be down on the ground. Anyway, this has an overhang, so it's a great place to eat. But on this wall, here's what happened, I think. The previous homeowner, she took a look at where this island stopped, took a look at her wall space available and said, well, the light should go right in the center of that available space. I, on the other hand, look at it and I say, nice try, but I would do it differently. Take me from that wall there to this wall here, take this light over and center it on the available space, because otherwise all of your interest is here and you're just like snow blindness over there. Now I'm gonna be able to have a beautiful painting here, and I'm gonna have a directional spotlight on it that'll light it up. And guess what? The painting that I'm having commissioned will go in my new home perfectly. So I'm keeping that kind of stuff in mind.
Yeah, baby, I'm a ride or die. Leave a message on the party line.
Do you remember when I did my guest bathroom upstairs? I designed it in Becky fashion, the way I would want that bathroom to look. And if you saw that video, you know that the cost came in at $100,000 to renovate a guest bathroom. So in my mind, I think, what would it cost to do a kitchen? If a guest bathroom is 100 grand, this would probably be 300 grand. I think I'm gonna be able to do all of this for under $5,000. Do you challenge me? Do you think I can do it? I say, let's give it a go. But what really bothered me was, besides this low window, the height of the window being so low, it was this right here. Do you see how far it drops down? I think it drops down to the same height as the stinking window. It's an opening. It's not a doorway. It's an opening. So I sit in my, I'll show you what I do. I sit in my family room and I sit here and I look at all these things, and most of the stuff I love. I think, wow, that looks great. And I look right there and I go, oh, that needs to come up at least 8 to 10 inches. 8 to 10 inches would have been a game changer. So, you ready? Let's get started. Okay. Everyone's like, well, I'm exhausted. I'm like, you're exhausted. Let's see if I can do this on my own. That's a no. Okay, that's a no. Wait. Oh, I have to put it back up.